Good day to you all in Jaipur. My name is David Gornall and I'm one of the senior advisors to the LBMA. If you were watching Ruth's presentation yesterday, you would already know what the LBMA does. If you don't, let me take this opportunity to enlighten you. The LBMA is a membership organisation that advances the common standards of the gold and silver industry. What we are predominantly known for, and is the mainstay of our work, is the ownership of the London Good Delivery lists of gold and silver. However, it also works in other areas of the market, such as market infrastructure, education, and training. The LBMA is also a central point of contact for central banks, media, and regulators. For today's subject, we'd like to share with you the work that we do in responsible sourcing. The LBMA's responsible gold guidance and responsible silver guidance are independent audit programs that verify the legitimacy of the supply chains. The program follows the 5-step framework for risk-based due diligence of the OECD due diligence guidance. Starting life in 2012 for gold, and then 2017 for silver, the program was originally designed to set due diligence standards to help combat human rights abuses, contributions to conflict, money laundering, and terrorist financing. Since 2018, the program also includes environmental factors. In this session today, I would like to share with you some of the recent trends in the work on responsible sourcing. The responsible sourcing program is now in its 10th year, and it has been extended to cover both gold and silver. It is a mandatory requirement for all listed refiners on the London Good Delivery list to complete a responsible sourcing audit each year. It is also worth pointing out that an audit is also required for any prospective good delivery refiners. The audits are conducted by independent companies that are listed by LBMA. Since I'm speaking about this, if you were to look at the current list, you may notice that there are both global and local audit companies on the list. The strategy is to roll out the audit program out globally, so the LBMA would like to hear from any local Indian organisations that would like to be added to the list. Before we talk about the trends, let's just stop to look at the overall program. For the 3 groups of stakeholders, there are documented practices that are designed to make the process smooth, efficient, transparent, but most of all robust. For refiners, there is an overarching guide that is provided along with additional tools that will be used to complete the audit. Management guides and employee training also come with the package. This has been valuable to refiners, not just for existing staff, but also those who have new joiners, for example. There is a saying that the audit is only as good as the auditor. For this reason, auditor training is compulsory. The LBMA has a responsible sourcing third-party audit guidance so that only the most competent auditors that are familiar with the supply chain of precious metals are mandated. Their accreditation and performance are reviewed each year. Finally, there is the LBMA governance piece that encompasses the review and incident processes, plus the annual disclosure piece that you will find in the annual responsible sourcing report. In each of the 10-year life of the responsible sourcing program, we have consulted both upstream and downstream and created an iterative process so that refiners may implement changes over an agreed period of time. The latest version, RGG 9, will take effect from 2022. Version 9 clarifies due diligence on scrap, provides support for ASM, removes cash transactions, although they may be accepted in certain circumstances. For example, if the transaction is under $10,000 in the ASM arena. Country of origin data has been clarified. And whilst this is confidential information, the LBMA does provide an aggregated view in its public report, which we can show you in the coming slides. This year's responsible sourcing report is well worth reading. It will give you a lot more insight than I can give you here today in this short space of time. It now contains a lot more data than previous years and also provides some specific case studies. You will see from the report that it's broken down into the 3 sectors of supply: large-scale mining, artisanal small-scale mining, and recycled material. It now tracks every kilogram of gold, where it was produced, and when it's come into the supply chain of an LBMA good delivery refiner. The program allows the LBMA to see the flows of LSM, ASM, and secondary material, and tells us what the LBMA refiner's share of LSM has done. And in this case, you can see that it has increased whilst the share of ASM has declined. As I mentioned, this is confidential data if we look at it on a non-aggregated basis. So the LBMA controls are in place that protect the sensitive data by anonymizing and aggregating the data. Again, when we refer to the divergence between the ASM and the LSM, we can see that the ASM is going in the wrong direction. However, the exception here, shown by Switzerland, is managing to lead the way in changing that trend. I hope you found this helpful and insightful. Thank you very much.